Quick overview of chemical warfare. The three types of chemical agents: nerve agents, non-nerve agents and irritant agents. Chemical weapons are delivered by artillery, missiles, wind or airstrikes in the area fire phase. A chemical weapon creates a chemical zone. Stands that contact a chemical zone suffer a chemical attack in the next area fire phase. Any stand that suffers a chemical attack must take an area fire quality check at -2. Protected stands ignore chemical attacks. A protected stand is a soft stand with full protective gear, vehicles with NBC systems, vehicles without NBC systems but whose crew and passengers are wearing full protective gear. Soft stands with limited protective gear against non-nerve agents or irritant agents. Vehicles without NBC systems but whose crews are wearing limited protective gear against non-nerve agents and irritant agents. Chemical zones created by contamination with nerve agents and non-nerve agents last the entire game. Chemical zones created by contamination with irritant agents last until the start of the player's next area fire phase. Right, wind attacks are carried out by gas cylinder stands, which represent about 16 gas cylinders in two sections. They create a rectangular chemical zone 3 inches wide and 10 inches long, which extends along the direction of the wind. Artillery chemical attacks made by artillery units that list a C in their indirect fire ammo type. The chemical zone they create is placed exactly like a smoke screen. Artillery chemical attacks can only be made by multiple rocket launchers and 150mm plus tube artillery pieces. Missile chemical attacks by tactical ballistic missiles like the Scud are treated as artillery chemical attacks, with each attack having a 5-inch fire zone radius. Aircraft chemical attacks are treated like artillery attacks with a 2-inch fire zone radius if delivered by bombs. Aircraft stands can deliver chemical weapons by spray tanks. A spray tank creates a chemical zone 4 inches long and 2 inches wide. Wearing full protective gear inhibits your performance. Non-vehicle stands that are in protective gear have their move reduced to 2 inches. All weapons fire is at -1 to hit. Vehicle stands without NBC systems but whose crew is in full protective gear suffer a -1 to hit for all weapons. Infantry may start the game in full protective gear, or they may don it during the game. A stand may don full protective gear at the start of its movement phase with no movement penalty. Units with NBC systems, these are vehicle systems that allow crews to operate without protective gear in a nuclear, biological and chemical environment. There are no penalties for vehicles with NBC gear.